Hi guys, welcome to webinar about suicidal ideations among us during pandemic of Covid-19. Recently, there are many new cases, especially among people who are jobless having financial issues during the pandemic. Nevertheless, there are also relationship issues breaking up among couples because of the distance relationship during COVID-19. So today, we have registered and licensed counselor who is very well known among his students. I present you Mr. R.
Hi, Gita. Thank you so much. Hey, how are
I'm
you?
fine, sir. Hello. I hope you are in the best of your health, sir.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's go to our business today.
Can you tell us about suicide and why the number of people who are committed suicide has been increased?
Okay, you can see from the video recently, especially during the pandemic, that a lot of the people committing suicide. You can see that the number is increasing. First of all, of course, you have to understand what is the definition of a suicide, So suicidal ideation, for example, suicidal intention and suicidal plan, for example, there are three types that you have to understand. First of all, this type of people, they have got a suicidal ideation where they got an idea and how they're going to end their life, okay? Either they want to take a poison or they jump from the building, also they try to hang themselves and so on. And then they have an intention, which is the second one is suicidal intention, and the third one would be suicidal plan. They already plan how are they going to do that. Of course they know, so they want to take away their life, okay? So you have to understand sometimes it is not always a death, yeah, because it can happen a serious injury because they didn't what we call that die, and then it leads into a lot of the what we call that problems, to this person. Okay, I would like to tell you a few things about the factors why this type of people, they have this thought, okay, the suicidal thought, for example, because they having a mental illnesses, for example, like depression, bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder. Some of the people have an eating disorder, so they want to commit suicide. Besides that, you have to see they have got plus with the another factors, for example, like what we call physical injuries, you have a pain, and you also have a problem, for examples like you lost a job recently, especially during the pandemic, Of course, you cannot think. I have got a story recently. You can see it happened in nearby my house. This guy, he is 26 years old, so he lost the job during the pandemic. So he didn't know what to do. He cannot go back to the hometown because he thought that he can ask the parents to support him. But unfortunately, during this pandemic, they cannot go anywhere. So you have to understand financial problems. So be careful, okay? During this pandemic, that's why you are thinking negative and overthinking, They have got a lot of things, what we call that attack. Like an inner-centric voices, So it is very dangerous actually. Some of the people, because of stress, that like a PTSD, the post-traumatic stress disorder, where these type of people, they what we call have types of unfinished business, since long time ago. For example, that when you were in the secondary school, you got bullied by somebody, and then because of this bullying, so you have a nightmares, and then you always think that you want to commit suicide because of the incident happened to you long time ago. So this is what we call unfinished business. But most of the cases during the pandemic, if you can see, it is because of the depression, yeah. So depression, the people feel insomnia, they cannot sleep, they feel fatigue, palpitation, heart pounding, and they have got a lot of the suicidal thought that why don't they just end their life so that, it will be finished, okay? So these are the factors why they commit suicide.
Okay, this is a question that most people want to know. How are we going to combat suicide, especially among teenagers nowadays, sir?
Okay, now it is very important to what we call that answer this question, because a lot of people, they don't know, especially in Malaysia, the campaign about committing suicide is very seldom that we found. We have to educate the people through the social media, especially, and Instagram, for example, like Facebook, whatever, Twitter, TikTok, and so on, because kids nowadays, they learn from the social media. They didn't watch the TV, so you have to educate them and give a campaign to make sure they understand about commit suicide, what will happen, and how are you going to solve the problem. Another part that you have to communicate with the people if you feel like being isolated for so long. So you try to communicate with the people, call the people, especially befrienders. We do have a lot of NGOs. Sriham Association, if not mistaken, you just Google up. You can see they are willing to listen to you, whatever problem that you have. Or you can call me, you just message or DM me in the Al Counseling. So that means I would like to help, this type of people as well. If you think that nobody wants to hear you, nobody wants to listen to you, you think that this life is useless, this life is like what we can say, hopeless. The situation is like always hopelessness and a feeling of useless. That's why they try to commit suicide. Okay, how are we going to solve? Just be a good listener. Okay, so you have to help the people around you, for example, your family members especially, and your friends. You try to understand them. You don't have to comment anything. You just listen. Just be a good listener. It helps a lot to these people, because these people, they always have a dark thought where they think that nobody wants to hear them, nobody wants to help them, and then they always smile in front of you. They look like very nice, they look like normal people, but in fact they are having a severe depression. So I believe that you can do this, okay, outside there, where you try to listen to them. Don't condemn them, don't bombard them with a lot of the question. You just listen and have a minimal response, like you understand them very well. Put a very deep empathy so that these people will feel, oh, okay, so at least there is someone wants to listen to my problem. Okay, so that is very important. Another thing that I would like to what we call that highlight here, it is about seeking for the professional. Sometimes we meet a wrong people, in the wrong situation. For example, you meet a counselor who try to tell the other people about your problem. So you are very frustrated. You get frustrated and you don't want to see the counselor anymore, and you don't believe in counseling anymore. Actually, maybe I am so sorry and deeply sorry to tell you that you meet a wrong people sometimes, okay? And you cannot say that every time you will meet this type of people, Maybe someday, if you keep trying, or what we call that, you keep surviving, you keep doing good things and positive things, keep thinking that the God will help you, someday you will meet the right people. So seek for the professional, like a psychiatrist, the counselor, and then the therapist and so on. These type of people only understand because they have got an ethics. They can help you, okay? So just forgive and forget. Let bygone be bygone if you have met some of the people who really hurt you, before this. Because sometimes, it doesn't mean that every day we will see the rainbow, right? Sometimes, of course, they have got so many darkness, clouds everywhere, Well, social isolation also you have to avoid, because sometimes you don't want to talk to the people, you don't want to communicate, you don't want to do any activities. It will make you feel bad, I believe that during this pandemic, a lot of the people, they don't have a job, they don't have money, When you don't have money, can you imagine that? Some of you should be grateful because you are still alive. You can still what we call that, go and find food, you can buy something else, through the Grab food, Food Panda and so on. But some of the other people now, they are really in a big problem because they have lost their job, and then after that, at the same time, they have a financial issue. It is very, very difficult for them to continue their life. Okay, so I believe and I understand the situation that during this pandemic it is very bad, but try to find someone else that can help you, like I told you just now, and don't have what we call that, a dark thought that you only can end your life because you don't know what will happen in the other what we call that hereafter. another life perhaps, if you believe it. So don't think that there is no way to find out. We cannot despair, right? Like Maher Zain, one of the famous singer, he always said that inshallah, you will find a way. I also pray to the Almighty God that inshallah, you will find a way. Keep striving, keep doing a good thing, keep trying to find what we call a way how to solve your problem, and someday, believe me, there will be a beautiful rainbow, inshallah. Thank you.